Beach or wherever y'all did. And like this is where like we started talking about like opening a gym
Yeah.
later on down the road. And we started to like stockpile all the equipment.
Yeah.
So like all the sales that we'd find,
Yeah.
we'd go and, you know, find some deals online or on Marketplace or whatever and start stockpiling all this equipment
Yeah.
because we couldn't afford to like go train at another like to pay somewhere, to use their facilities
Yeah.
to train.
And we actually had conversations on the phone. I mean, I remember in the evenings and at late at night of like what it looked like to open up a gym or what it looked like to have our own training place. And, we would toss out ideas and a lot of them seemed kind of, you know, foolish or just didn't really know what it took. But it's like we were throwing out the ideas, and so we started stockpiling equipment. And one of the first things you need in a gym or equipment wise is like flooring. So like we went to Tractor Supply and on Black Friday, and they don't do this anymore, but we bought some horse stall mats, and that was our rubber flooring. And then I think your dad bought the pull-up bar that we had, and we had a barbell and a squat rack, and we had like the essentials, and that's what we started with.
Yeah,
And
let's talk about the garage then. So we had a pull-up bar, we had a squat rack, we had a barbell, we had some flooring,
uh, eventually
and,
got a GHD,
and we eventually had a GHD.
and then we had like a wall ball or two.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We had like a couple med
Yeah,
balls.
but those were
So
later on. But yeah,
yeah. So that was basically our program, and that was good enough. Like for that was good enough to train us to get to college
yeah,
because we had that. We probably had a couple dumbbells,
yeah,
and then over the breaks, Thanksgiving break and Christmas break, we may have got a few more stuff, but that was pretty much it. And that was good enough. Like when they send our off-season
yeah,
packets to come home, and like we had everything we need.
yeah.
We didn't have to go anywhere.
I think we got a kettlebell for Christmas,
Yep.
and that was big. Um, but yeah, I mean, we had everything we needed, and like the only thing we didn't have was heat. That was not,
We didn't have heat.
I wish we had heat.
Okay. All right. So we didn't have heat. And over Christmas break, absolutely freezing.
Yeah,
Do you remember we'd have to take the barbells inside or we'd bring them in overnight.
yeah,
And so they're warm. They're decent. And then we and then we go out and turn the dryer because we had the washer and the dryer
yeah.
in the garage. So we would turn the dryer on and it would be so humid in there.
Yeah.
And
But
we
it'd be about 10 degrees warmer. And so it went from about 25 to about 35, 40. So it made it bearable, but we're still hoodie, leggings, baseball, football gloves on, trying to grab the cold barbell. Um, yeah, it was funny.
and that's like that and those are the times we look back on.
Yeah,
And like that's what we started with.
yeah.
And now like our gym like Vessel isn't huge,
No.
but compared to that, like how much more is it?
Oh, it's a luxury at this point.
It really is
Yeah.
because we have heat.
Yeah, we
Like
have
that's the
heat.
biggest thing. When we met with the DDA,
Yeah,
we emphasize like we can do without air,
yeah. We
but
have
we need
fans,
heat.
but we need heat.
But we need heat. So we trained there pretty much our whole freshman year,
Yeah,
and then maybe the summer after freshman year,
yeah.
because I remember Peyton coming back and us working out in there. Um, but at what point did you move into the house in like your first home?
It was like the fall time, so it was like going into winter. I think it was like December 1st or end of November of 20, I want to say 18,
That sounds about right.
about 2 years after we graduated. So
Why
yeah,
did you pick that house?
because it had a huge barn garage type thing in the back that you really didn't really know what to do with. It was 3 stories, but like you couldn't really renovate it because of the way it was zoned and the way it was on the property. It was kind of grandfathered in, but you really couldn't fix it up to a house because you'd have to get rezoned and it was a whole process. And then
Somebody just built that
yeah,
thing.
they just built it, and then the city and the county came out and was like, well, we're not going to tell you to tear it down, but this is as far as you can go with it. So like they started fixing it up, like they started putting like a bathroom and stuff at the top, but the bottom was concrete, and you'd walk in and there was plenty of space for like a lower part gym. We ripped down like a wall eventually to create some more space, but yeah, we moved everything in there, and we had a nice gym that we didn't have lights either.
We didn't have
We
lights.
didn't have we
We'd have
got
to open up all the
Yeah, we
doors.
opened up all the doors, and then we eventually got lights, and we're
Dad
like,
got us some lights.
yeah, so
Okay.
like this is what it looks like to have lights. And if it looked at we compared the before and after, we're like, okay, so this is a significant difference.
Right. We
Um,
were blind, but
yeah,
then we were able to see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What else equipment did we get while we were there? Because that's where we got like a
yeah, so
lot for
so
us.
during COVID, you know, um, we started stockpiling equipment because people like prices kind of fluctuated, so they went down a little bit and they went back up. But a lot of people started buying equipment, and so we got like more plates. We got like a bike, a ski erg. We got like kind of the luxury things to do working out wise.
Rowers. We may have had like
Yeah,
2 rowers.
yeah. I think we eventually got a real rower. Maybe before that or somewhere in that time we got a rower. Trying to think what else we had. We got another pull-up bar, a lot more dumbbells. Um, but we
Everything. I mean, it was a full
Yeah, yeah, it was
setup.
a full setup. So like we could train. We actually had another guy come in and train with us.